your host, Janelle Harris, and this is the podcast that talks to system change leaders, thought leaders, nonprofits, and of course our nonprofit partners. And we want to welcome into the studio today Madean Gilzene with Extraordinary Kids Foundation. Hello, good morning.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. Madean is doing some amazing things in our community here, and we're going to get right into it and find out all about Extraordinary Kids Foundation and what you guys do and how we can support you in the community. So thank you for being here.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I love it. So first and foremost, I always like to find out, how did we get here? How did the mission start? You started the mission.
Correct.
So let's talk about the whole background on it, because I know a lot of people like to know the how and the who
why.
And the how and the why. So I'll let you speak to that.
So I'm going to take you way back.
Okay.
So I was 17 years old. Became pregnant in high school. I went to San Lucius.
You did.
So you're
I'm
a local girl.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. So I was a senior in high school. Found out I was pregnant. Very tumultuous time for me. And so after I had my son, I noticed that he wasn't meeting his milestones. He wasn't rolling over. He wasn't sitting up. He wasn't doing any of the things that, a normal baby would do. And they kept telling me that it was because he was premature and, just to give him time and he was at an adjusted age and things like that. But after a while, we pretty much knew that there was definitely something wrong. And so I ended up taking him to a neurologist, and he was officially diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And so that was very devastating for me. And as a teen mom, I really didn't know what to do, where to turn. And it was just a very hard time.
I'm sure.
So I ended up going off to college. I went to University of Central Florida, go Knights.
Awesome.
And I took my son with me to college. And that was an experience, to say the least.
Oh my gosh, that could be like a whole
discussion, right?
Yeah,
seriously, right?
Good for you.
So while
That's
I'm
awesome.
navigating freshman year and trying to figure out what to do with him, I really didn't know about any services or what was out there. I didn't really have anyone to ask. No one around me had a kid, much less had a special needs child. And so I, ended up putting him in a regular daycare setting. And then he started having a lot of seizures. He was in and out of the hospital. At one point, they had him in induced coma because they just couldn't stop him from seizing. And so it was really hard time, navigating it. And I didn't really have anyone to assist me. I remember going through the process, and none of the case managers and the social workers at the hospital really ever told me, there's this organization or there's this that you can do for him. And so it was a hard time for me. So when I graduated UCF, I actually got my degree in healthcare administration and went on to be a nursing home administrator.
Awesome.
For many, many years. So that was my career for about 14 years. And I had a friend who we actually went to high school together too. And when she had her son, she found out that he had cerebral palsy as well. And so we, would always kind of talk to each other because we could relate.
Absolutely.
Special needs parenting is very hard and very lonely. So
I'm sure. I was going to say what a blessing for her to have you at that point,
and
to kind of someone to talk to,
yes, right.
Oh my
Finally.
goodness. Yeah.
And she called me one day, and we were talking, and we were talking about the lack of services and lack of resources in the community, and she goes, "You should start something for our kiddos." And I'm like, "Oh dear, okay,
I don't know,
what do I do?" It was so new and foreign for me, but being in healthcare administration, I kind of had a background with regulations and just,
so helpful.
Doing a lot of stuff. Exactly.
Yeah,
and so,
awesome.
September 2016 is when the idea for a nonprofit serving special needs and medically complex children was born, just from really that conversation and just from realizing that there was this need to give back.
And how old was your son at that point?
He's 22 now. So almost 8 years ago, I'm not that good at math. So 16? Yeah.
What's his name?
14.
What's his name?
Khalil. His name is Khalil.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. Okay. Yeah. Wow. He's 22.
He's 22. Yeah. He turned 22 in April.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. That's really great. So let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, the whole mission, I know of I'll let you talk about what the mission is. I know what I did my background on, but I'll let you explain first and foremost, like, what is the mission then of Extraordinary Kids Foundation?
So we provide full wraparound services. So we have medical childcare that we have through our center called QLH Kids in Lake Worth, Florida.
Yeah.
And then we also do financial assistance. So when parents are in need with utilities and rent being paid, things like that, because it's a huge burden when you have a child that has medical needs and the appointments and the transportation and just the lack of being able to work sometimes. So we assist them with that. We also provide parental support. We're getting ready to launch our official support group. That's going to be monthly, every second Thursday of the month, that parents can kind of come, meet up, get to talk to somebody and have services. And we're a convener of resources. So whenever parents come to us, even if it's not something that we can help them with, we try to point them in the right direction. So if a child has autism and they're having behavioral issues, we can point them, in the right direction. If the child is blind and they need particular services, like I had a child the other day that needed orientation and mobility services because of their blindness. So we're able to get them paired up with the different agencies in Palm Beach. And
it's so crazy to me to think that too. Like, I'm just thinking like, I don't know. You would think that it would start like with your medical provider to be like, give me all these resources, but it's
unfortunately they just don't know.
I know.
And the way how healthcare is, there's just really not a whole lot of time. When you go to the doctor, I'm sure you notice it's like in and out type of situation. Even when you go to the hospital, there's just not a whole lot of time. Right. So they're so focused on the clinical piece of what you have going on. So there's really not a lot of time for like the holistic piece, and even time to really sit and like let a person vent about what they're going through and what they have going on. And it's just, there's not a lot of time,
and also to your point, I was thinking back to like when Khalil was a baby, like you're in a daycare setting, and that daycare is probably not equipped to deal with the challenges that come with that,
not in the least.
Like I can't even imagine
in the infant classroom up until he left the daycare.
Right,
so for 4 or 5 years, he was in an infant classroom with 6-month-olds and 7-month-olds because he did not walk. They had no idea what to do with him. You had to like crush his food. Like, so he was, he presented like an infant in his functionality.
Correct.
And so for me, I didn't know any better at the time either. So it was just like, well, that's the safest place for him to be. So I didn't even know that there were actually places out there that, could get him the support and the therapies and the services that he needs, Another thing that I wanted to mention about what we do is advocate. I am very passionate about the special needs community, and especially with the things that I've been through. So one of the things that I have really like entrenched in right now is really going out there and making sure that the legislators know and understand the plight that, we face as special needs parents, and it's daunting right now in Palm Beach County with the economy the way that it is and the homeless situation the way that it is. So imagine you already are having financial trouble, you're facing eviction, and you have a child that requires 24-hour oxygen or has a trach or a vent. You cannot be on the street. That is literally life-threatening to your child, And so
what happens in that scenario? Like, because I know like typically what happens is if you are facing homelessness, you're usually put on like a wait list, right?
Right.
So what happens then? Do you have any seniority on?
No, they do have special needs homeless shelters in the county, but they're always full.
I'm sure.
They're always full. And so we've been working alongside like Commissioner Greg Weiss and Mr. Green, who's the Palm Beach County Community Services Director. And they've been kind of helping us to kind of navigate and figure out programs that like our families can get service. And then a lot of times we've just been stepping in. So as a foundation, when we have parents that come to us, like just in the last month, we've had to pay 2 people's rent to get them off of the eviction list because we can't afford for that child to be on the street.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just, that is like devastating.
It is.
It's like such a crisis because it's
it's a growing crisis.
I know, which is like even worse. But I'm so proud of you guys for. I saw that on the website, like some of the news articles about how you guys were going and working with like the state legislators and stuff because that's so smart.
Yes.
Go to the top and
you have to
work it down.
You have to. We even called the governor's office. We're waiting on them to get back to us to have a meeting, but we have to, and we have to make our voices known because what happens is sometimes everybody thinks about what's going on with the majority. Right. And so as the minority of, there's not millions of special needs families in the county, but it's still a need.
And it's critical, right? So,
absolutely.
And, you have to stay in front and,
and
jump
make some
around
noise
and be like, look at me.
Yes.
We need to be heard.
Yes.
How many children would you say in Palm Beach County are medically complex or come with a unique set of challenges?
Honestly, I don't really know exact numbers on that, but it's a very good amount. Like it's a very large amount. I would say definitely tens of thousands for sure.
Yeah, me too. So one thing that I do love, so on your website, and check out their website, we'll put up all of your social handles.
Thank you.
You do have this really comprehensive list of resources, which I thought was really cool.
And ever growing.
I'm sure, like so many, like every, and they're so specific, which I thought was really cool.
Yes.
It wasn't like, just kind of like, here's an organization you can go to that's like a broad brush of, medical needs. It was like specific ones for like blindness, if you're deaf. Like I was really impressed by that. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, thank you.
And to your point, like, I get so many like nonprofit friends that come on here and they're like, when I started, and I love that you said, you're like, most people come on here and they're like, I did not start out to like start a nonprofit.
Right.
Like that's always what they say.
Yes,
but the nonprofit kind of found me and now it's my passion and like it is, we're pedal to the metal.
Yes.
But I think it's really cool that, I hear that a lot, that it's like, it started out because there just was no information out there, which is like so baffling to me. Like it is baffling to me. And it's across the board. Like it's on like anything you can
whatever
think
the
of.
Spectrum is, you can pick any topic. And I'm sure there's going to be a need for something in that space.
Like that is like really like what just blows my mind. So one thing also that I noticed, so tell me about some of the different like programs, because I know you guys are out there. The mission is to improve the lives, provide the information, obviously, to the parents. And we'll get into some of the events that you guys have done. I know you guys have done some amazing things because you do focus on the parents, which I think are often, so much focus is on the child, as it should be. But as you know, in the background, you have these parents that are just grinding and like doing this every day. And so you guys do some fun things to kind of shine a light on.
Give them their spotlight.
Give them their spotlight, which I thought was so cool. So we'll talk about those, but walk me through like some of the specific programs that you guys offer, just so people understand exactly what they are.
Yes.
So if they need help, if they're watching.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we do provide the medical childcare services for children from birth through age 21.
Okay.
And they just have to have a medical complexity that requires nursing intervention. So for instance, if you have a child that has breathing treatment needs, if you have a child that's having seizures and we have to give rescue medication, if you have a child that has a ventilator or a trach or a G tube or a PEG tube, if they, because they can't eat by mouth, we're able to do that. We're staffed with licensed nurses, aides, and therapists. So we also provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy while they're with us, because that's just one less appointment that the parent has to do.
Yeah.
So that's one of our main programs. And then obviously we have the financial assistance program for when they're in need. Sure. And then we have the parent support groups and things like that.
And Madean, for the medical assistance one, do you guys go to them? You physically go
for the services for the medical daycare? Services? No, they come to us.
They do. Okay,
yes.
awesome.
So we're Monday through Friday. Our center is open Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning to 7 at night. We also provide busing. So there's free transportation. Our staff is on there with them. So there's always like a licensed person from our team that's on there with them as well. And then we also do once a quarter, we do what's called a parents' night out. So on a Saturday in the evening, the parents can kind of get out, go on date night, do their thing, stay home, read a book, drink some wine, while we watch the kiddos. And we not only
special as that,
it's amazing
for anybody, but
for anybody.
It's wonderful.
And not only do we take the special needs or medically complex child, we take the siblings too, because it's very hard to just like say, okay, I'm going to put one kid here and the other three over here. So we take everyone.
You do that once a month,
once a quarter.
Yeah.
That's eventually we want to do it more often, but for now with the staffing ratios and things like
that. That's so great though.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really special. You guys. So I thought it was really cool. Did we just miss this? What day are we?
Wednesday.
Oh, today's Wednesday.
Yes.
On the 20th in Wellington here, they just had they had the special needs family fun day, which I thought was so cool. I know we missed that, but
yes, that was so much fun. We had almost 400 attendees come. It was so fabulous. Awesome. The mayor was there.
Really?
Mayor Napoleon was, he came. Maria Antonia from Wellington City Council was there.
They're so wonderful.
Amazing. And they were just so, and the village of Wellington, I have to shout them out. So when we were looking for a place to hold our event. So last year we did it at Gaines Park, and we just wanted a different venue. And I literally got with them like less than a month prior to the event, right? Because way to put the pressure on, right?
Sometimes people work better under pressure. Though
I do. Yeah, I absolutely do. And I got there, and I met with Jennifer Brito, who is the facilities and department manager there, and her team, Ian and Ricky, and like the whole team. And when I tell you, they were amazingly amazing to work with. They opened and welcomed us with open arms. They got out there, helped us market. They brought out misting fans for us because it was hot. Of course,
I'm telling you, I was seeing like all these things on social media, and, like all over the place. I'm like, this is like such an awesome thing that they're doing.
It was really nice. It was beyond amazing. Like I can't even. I sent them this email that was I was just like gushing, because for me, when you have people that come alongside and support something that, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
You're
sorry. This is what happens here, isn't it? We always cry. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
It's just I kept telling them, I'm like, you guys are a godsend. And for me, something that's so personal and so near and dear to me. Yeah. So when you meet people and they not only buy into the mission and the vision, but they actually get alongside, get in the trenches, roll their sleeves up, and help you with no gain, nothing in return.
Totally.
It's the most humbling thing. And one thing about this journey, it really shows you people's hearts.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's everybody that I meet, the minute they come, they tour the center, they meet our kiddos, they talk to the parents. You just can't help but fall in love and want to do whatever you can.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been amazing. And I love them. And we're going to do our family fun day every year there.
That makes me happy.
We're now community partners with them. So go Wellington. They're the best. They have an autism program.
Yeah.
And a part of our support groups we're going to actually hold some of them at their community center.
Yeah.
So awesome. it's been a
they redid
thing.
like that whole area over there, which is
gorgeous.
It's so nice.
We thought we were on our own little resort over there.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
These are truly the best kids, best families,
ever. So deserving,
so worthy, so deserving, and just to have a day like that just dedicated for them. And also again, I always think about the moms and then the families, just to be able to have a day that's just fun, where you can just not worry about
just come,
anything.
Eat food, have a great time, get some face paint. Oh, I have to do a shameless plug.
Okay,
so we are going to be doing, with the City of Wellington as well, our holiday giveaway toy drive in Wellington as well in December. We're just trying to, hose down some details with them, but we're so excited for that. So we're going to have Santa Claus out there. We're going to have a huge giveaway, gingerbread making, and just carolers.
You'll have to let me know when that is, because I will 100% bring my kids.
Yes, it's going to be fabulous.
Who doesn't love that?
I know, right?
And always at Christmas, the toy drives, I'm always it's so fun, just because you get to see it right away on their face.
And I want to do it big. I kept telling everybody, I want to do it big. I don't want to just do here. I want those kiddos to go home so happy, so elated,
and remember that. That's a core memory of that event. So that's awesome. That makes me so happy. Okay. Also, let's talk about, I know you guys also have a lot of community partners. Do you think that is probably the vital thing? So
it is.
'Cause you guys you've grown up. I mean, since 2016.
Yes,
you guys are big deal.
Grown. Yeah, we've grown. But the funny thing is, we really weren't out there and getting like spotlighted until maybe a year ago, to be honest with you.
Why
a lot of people didn't know. To be honest with you, I wasn't marketing. I wasn't out there. You know, sometimes when you're running the nonprofit and you're in the trenches, you can't even see above because you're so busy making sure that the services are being given and the kids are safe and well taken care of and the parents are good.
And you have to have that foundation built first.
You do. And that's what we've been doing. So for the last 7 years, we've just been like doing the work, right? But then I said to myself, I'm like, if people knew more about who we are and what we've done consistently for 7 years, there's no way that they wouldn't support us. There's just no way. So now is the time that I'm really like sharing my story and like really getting out there and like, you know, the community support that has been wrapped around us has been amazing. I think Financial, who is one of our community partners and also a nonprofit, they came alongside us. We've signed a partnership agreement with them. They're at every one of my events. Like, it's been amazing. We're a part of the community foundation now. Like, so it's been nothing but great progress and great growth for us. Goodwill. Did you know that Goodwill runs all the homeless shelters in Palm Beach County for the county? Did you know that?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, they do, and Gulfstream Goodwill is one of our partners right now.
I love that. See, that's so great, and that's like, I think, you know, when I see like the trajectory of a lot of the nonprofits that I have come in here and speak to me, like that's kind of like that's where then it starts to like really take off because you have that partner with you side by side and you just get so much more done like together. Like
collaboration. You're stronger together. You know, what I can't do, you can do. Where I fall short, you can pick it up, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's like a big thing. Like, you know, some of the nonprofits that are just starting out, they're always like, what, you know, what can I do? What should I be doing? And that's so huge.
Get out there, meet people.
You get those partners alongside you, and that makes me so happy. I love that. Okay, so we are. I don't like that. I don't like when I see that time clock going down. Tell me about volunteers.
Okay, that is one of our problems right now. One of our challenges. We need more volunteers.
Okay, perfect. So let's put it out there. What is our call to action?
Call to action.
What do we need from our volunteers?
We have all kinds of areas that they can get involved. If they're good at writing social media captions, content, if they're good at like newsletter things, if they want to just come to the center and do arts and crafts with the kiddos, if they want to come help answer the phones at the front desk, if they want to talk to families that are in need, and you know, when we have events, like being there to assist with the event setup, sign in, check in, just being there for safety to make sure that all the kids are good. Like there's a million opportunities. Whatever they're good at, we have something for them. Like whatever your talent is, we got something for you.
And then what's our age? Do we have
we've done teenage volunteers before. Like we've done high schoolers. We actually have one of our high schools, Inlet Grove.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They have a clinical program for like a medical thing. So they come and they do internships
really
at
cool.
our center. Yeah.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
I love that they're involved with that. We work a lot with the schools. So I'm always like trying to think, I'm like, how can we weave in like some other things?
And these kids are so smart. They're brilliant. Right. They're so quick. Like they're way smarter than I was at that age. So like we need that talent. I
love that. Okay, good. That's good to know. So if you're interested in volunteering, you have to go to the website. I know there's a section there for volunteers.
For volunteers, yes.
So make sure we go there and help out, give a lending hand, even if it's so if you sign up for a volunteer and you just put in there like I'm available for events or whatever,
or I can come on Mondays from 2 to 4, or you know whatever their availability is, whatever their flexibility is, we'll take any help.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So let's help Madean out with that. She needs our help, so we need to get that done. And then I just want to touch on before we have to go, some of the events that you guys do. I know we touched a little bit on some of the fun things that you do for the moms. I know there's like a Mother's Day.
Yes, and Father's Day.
There is a Father. Okay, I didn't see a Father's Day. See, I'm all worried about me. I'm like, okay, what's the Mother's Day one? So tell me a little bit about those events, because I do think that those are also very important. Yes. Because the parents and everyone that, you know, go and wrap their arms around and support all these kids, like they need their time and recognition too.
So little known fun fact, I used to be an event planner. I owned an event planning and a rental company, and I sold it right after COVID. Okay. So I know the power of when something looks good and how that feels, right? Think about when you go to a wedding or a baby shower or an event, right? So I'm all about creating moments and spaces for our parents to not only be recognized, right? Not only come and be in a room, but I want them to be in a beautiful room with great food and great fun. And like, I'm all about that, right? Because I feel like that is so needed, right?
Absolutely.
And for special needs parents, a lot of times they're so busy doing what is needed and surviving that they don't get to go and put on a beautiful dress, or the dads dress up in their button-ups and come and sit and be pampered and be catered to and be told how wonderful they are and to be given their flowers. And sometimes our kids can't express to us the love and admiration like, you know, how a typical child would, you know? So sometimes you don't feel it as much, but it everybody, you know, should do more to really recognize them. So if I can do any little events, I'm always ready, and I'm always doing something to try to make sure that they are recognized.
Well, I can see your event planning background, because those pictures like that you have on there of the, I know there's the dad's one, but like the Mother's Day one specifically, I was like, this is beautiful.
Yep. I got, you know what? I never posted pictures of my dad's one. I got to post it. It was nice. We did like a rustic theme with like woodsy and greenery, and they looked so good, and they were all dapper.
Awesome.
And it was so cute.
Yeah. And sometimes the dads, just in general, they don't like get the recognition.
They don't. They really don't. You know how it is.
I know.
They always say like the Mother's Day aisle is huge, and then the Father's Day aisle is this big.
Totally.
So it's really important to me that we prove them wrong. Like, no. And then a lot of our dads, we have dads that are single dads, and then we have dads that are taking care of kids that are not their biological child. Like my husband, we've been married for 12 years, but Khalil is not his biological child, but you would never know.
Of course.
And I just think that is so, you know, just even more of a pat on the back.
Absolutely.
That they're able to really step in and come into a role that is already a challenging role.
I love that.
You know, so
it's
just,
really
go dads.
Double clap. Double clap for all the dads too. So I love that. Well, I am so happy you came in here to talk to me today. Like I'm in awe of like all the things that you've done. And like, it always amazes me. Like I get like these, and I'm gonna like girl power for a minute. Cause like I get like these like amazing, like strong women that come in here, and I'm like, dang, they got a lot done in like a short amount of time. But to your point, like, you know, we work well under pressure.
Yes, we do. We do. And we get it done. We get it done. We get it done. No
Absolutely. So I'm so happy to meet you and have you in here today. We're going to put all your social up so everyone can follow you. Follow along with Madean and Extraordinary Kids Foundation. And they're doing a lot of events, and
yes, and we have a lot more coming up.
Yeah, tell me what's coming up.
I'm posting today our list of what's coming up. Awesome. So October 24th, we have our Golden Harvest fundraiser that's going to be at the Ben, and then which is beautiful.
I love the Ben.
So gorgeous. I can't wait. And then December we have our holiday giveaway bash.
Huge.
February we're going to be doing it's called Hearts United.
Okay.
It's going to be like a Valentine's Day ball.
I love that.
So I'm super excited for that. Let's get dressed up. And then what else do we have? May, we're going to be doing our second annual Vision Beyond the Ordinary. We just did it at the Colony in June.
I think I saw that. Yes, I saw that one.
That was a fabulous event as well.
So cool.
So those are just some that we have coming up in the near future.
Yeah, because everyone loves our events, especially around here.
Yes,
in Wellington and South Florida. So
absolutely.
So follow along, everybody, and thank you again for everything that you're doing.
Thank you for having me, and for everything that you're doing to highlight us and spotlight all the various nonprofits that are doing amazing work. So
such good things, like right here in our backyard.
We have to give you kudos for this.
Oh, stop! No, it's not me. This is all you guys. So I really appreciate it. So we are unfortunately always it goes so fast here, but we're out of time. But we're gonna put Madean's information up, and please get involved and support like this amazing organization. Like these kids are. They're so beautiful and wonderful, and they really deserve the attention and love that our community is already showing them, but we need to continue to do so. So thank you again. And this is the end of 501c TV for today, and we want to give a special thank you again, as always, to Kana House Studios, Wellington's first and only social content creation studio, and we'll see you next time on 501c TV. Thank you.